Hi everyone, welcome to another Gannett training. My name is Mike Riley, your trainer once again. Today we're going to work with sports databases and build one, or a couple actually, and show how you can display sports data in a searchable, sortable way on the web. And we're going to do it through some hands-on exercises. This text that you see on the screen right now also appears in the description of your video, so you can open up all the links there, or if you just want to pause the video right now and type in, flourish.studio, airtable.com. You'll have to go to the description to get the data set, obviously, and we've got some long URLs down here. So just take a minute to hit pause and open up the description of your YouTube video and open up all these links, all 5 of them. All right, welcome back. We're going to work with some data today to build a sortable database. You can also put the data up as a simple table on the web too, so people can see the information displayed. You guys do some of that with tables. Your USA Today college football salaries database, I believe you have it for the basketball coaches too. Those are built in what we call a grid of tables. So we're going to do that and only make them searchable, which is really great. Works for many different types of sports data. It's professional sports salaries, college graduation rates by school, coaches' salaries at the high school and college level, pro level, high school stats, and it's a good way to archive your sports data. So we're going to take a look at a data set. It's 100 highest paid athletes of 2021. So highest paid 2021 professional athletes from around the world. It's an interesting list. Forbes keeps a list of that. I did Sportico's at their business and finance page. I also have additional sports data here on journalisttoolbox.org. Journalist Toolbox is a website I update for the Society of Professional Journalists. It's been around for about 26 and a half years. It covers all things digital and data journalism, beats, if you need COVID data or, how to research businesses and various companies. You can look it up here, and we've done those in past trainings. Over here on the right side, I've got sports data. Sometimes it's featured out here on front. And all kinds of sports data sets in here that you can track. Spot Rack, Statista. There's TV data, how to find the FOIA contact for all the Division I college athletic departments, all the pro data sets on everything from NBA to NHL and so on. A lot of soccer, pro soccer, and amateur soccer databases as well. Salary guides, Super Bowl data, and I've got a couple little training videos in here too that you can also access the training videos off here. Or subscribe to our newsletter for free on Substack. It arrives in your email every other Tuesday morning around 9 a.m. Eastern time. So just so you know it's there. There's a lot of good sports databases in there. It's a good reference tool for you. It might be something that you want to bookmark. Of course, at the local level, you're getting sports data all the time, either from your university, pro sports team, or from your high school district coaches and things like that, conferences. So what we're going to do here is, and if you want to hit pause to do this, we're going to set up a free account in Flourish, flourish.studio, and airtable.com. So if you go to Flourish, you can hit sign up here or get started for free. And in Airtable, it'll have, when you go to the home page, I'm actually logged in right now up here, it'll have a little account set up. It's free. You can't upgrade to do other things, but for basic sortable database, it's a free template. So in here, you'll see many different types of templates, and then I'll open up the college football coaches salary database and show you how that works. But we'll build our big one in Flourish and then play with Airtable a little bit. Then I'll show you a data wrapper too, what you can do. You can do a basic table in data wrapper and then show you how to embed these into a web page. So go ahead and hit pause for a minute here. And get the account set up in Flourish and in Airtable. All right, welcome back. You should have accounts now on Flourish and AirTable. The next thing we're going to do is download our data set of the 100 highest paid professional athletes from 2021. We've got our source and link to the source data down below, which we'll use later when we build the table or the database. Right now, we're just going to obtain the spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the spreadsheet by clicking on this link. You'll have to do this out of the description in your YouTube training video. So if you need to hit pause and do that, feel free. But I'm going to open it up here, click on it. It'll give me this nice Google sheet. You can see here, Conor McGregor, UFC. He's the highest paid athlete overall. A lot of endorsement money. His salaries and winnings aren't quite as high. It tells me what country he's from, gender. It'll be interesting to sort this by gender. It'll be very telling. Team, tour, or affiliation. So some are individuals, have no affiliation outside of the sport or league they're in. Others have their team names here. So you can sort by team names. We can sort the database by gender, by country, by name, of course. So, nice little spreadsheet here that you can take and do rankings with. To download it, very easy. You go to File, and then Download, and then select Excel. You can also do a CSV file, comma-separated values. And it'll wind up in your Downloads folder. Okay, so go ahead and do that. If you need to hit pause here, go ahead. All right, now that we've got our data set downloaded, we're going to log in to Flourish. You guys should already be logged in because you set up your free account. And if you've worked with this tool before, you will have your data sets and your charts all in here already. You can go ahead and double click on these, open them up. Take a look at them, edit them, do whatever you want with them. I'll show you an older version of this world's highest paid athletes, world's top paid athletes database. I built this one a few weeks ago for a class I was teaching. And it's got kind of this ugly gray background. Ours is going to look a lot prettier than this, but this is my header for it. And then my list, I believe it defaults to just 25 per page, but it clicks through 4 pages of it. So it goes all the way down to Kyle Lowry there, who's surprisingly in the top 100, NBA player. And there you go. I can search this by going into search and type in if I only want to see what athletes from Ireland are in this top list. Conor McGregor and Rory McIlroy. Not surprised. How many female athletes made the top 100? This one will shock you. Only 2. Couple tennis players, Serena and Naomi. If I want to see, all the soccer players, it'll list Messi, Ronaldo, all the way down. If I want to see, how many New England Patriots made the list, just 1. Mr. Brady's now in Tampa Bay. So if I want to see, how many Golden State players, just type in Golden. Gives me their top 2, made the top 100. If I want to look up all the tennis stars, this will be male and female here. So, searchable databases, you can isolate things pretty quickly. You don't make people scroll through or look through, all the little areas. This is made by clicking on the Data tab and hitting Upload, and your data set will appear in here. And then all you do is go over here and go to Header and Footer and add your headline. Your footer is your credit at the bottom down here, Sportico, and we'll give the link, and who built the database. So we're actually going to build this. I just wanted to give you a little brief tour of what it'll look like at the end, so you kind of know what the end game looks like. And again, this works with all kinds of data. Your high school conference coaches' salaries. You could put those in there and make it sortable. College football salaries in your conference or in your area, and so on and so on. Year-to-year stats, all kinds of stuff. I mean, sports are just built on numbers, and there's so much there that, if you put it up there and make it easy for the reader to find it, sort it, filter it, and analyze it, maybe come up with their own story or idea out of it. It's there. It's also helpful for your reporters. This is a helpful database to have. That in-house, you have this, and you can go in and sort it and filter it and come up with accurate information very quickly. So to create a new visualization in Flourish, you click on this blue button in the upper left-hand corner. So go ahead and do that. And here it shows you all of the templates. You have bar charts, line charts, pie charts. Pie chart's great for team breakdowns of salaries. If I want to show Golden State Warriors, how much of the pie did Clay and Stephen Curry get? Probably quite a bit of it, and Draymond, and then show the others and how much they made. I could use that. There's scatter plot charts, maps, simple line charts, all kinds of different things in here. If you go down about 2/3 of the way on the page, you'll see a bingo card, a default table. We're going to do a searchable database. Okay, so you can click on this. And it always has dummy data in it. You always kind of wonder, how can I know how to set up a spreadsheet to work in this? They always have some dummy data in here, and this is state by state data that they just loaded in. So if I wanted to look up the great state of Nebraska, it shows their state bird, capital city, state nickname, the Cornhuskers, what vote share, and then they did a population thing. This is all this data in here, census data, basic stuff. They've actually got year by year data in here too of all the elections and things like that. So there's some really interesting stuff in here. If I want to build my own table, I just hit upload data on the data tab, go into my downloads folder, and I will go in and find my athletics salary data in here. Sportico, highest paid athletes, sheet 1. Hit open. It'll ask me to import and hit continue. And there's my 101 rows. The top row is always the header showing each of the labels for each category. And I'll click over here on preview. Okay, nothing there yet. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little work with this. There's many controls over here in the preview section. Table cell styles, rows per page. You can take that up. Turn that on or off. I can customize all this stuff. You can change the colors if it's a bar chart or something like that. How many table cells you want to appear and how the cells how you want them to look, things like that. The layout, I can change my font. I can change the color if I want to make it a little more of a dark gray font. I don't need a background. You can put images in here too as backgrounds, which I discourage you from doing. They look horrible, but just so you know it's there. And then I'll go down here to my header. And my header is going to be top 100 highest paid athletes 2021. I'll hit return. I can center it, change the color, things like that. Give it some styles here. My footer is going to be the source name, Sportico. And then the URL is going to be that link that I gave you in your description, which will be this one right here, their finance page. Sportico is a paid site, by the way. You have to pay for the data in there. Source name, and I'm going to put database. Mike Riley, and I'll make it flush right too. Okay. You always want to make sure everything's highlighted A through I, and it goes all the way to the totals. If it only said, maybe A through F, sometimes when you import the data, it doesn't pick it all up. Then you'd be cutting out their winnings. You wouldn't be able to see any of that. So you'd have to go back and adjust this to the letter I. Okay. Also going to take our label down here. This is something I always forget to do. Title down here. I'm going to drop it up under the title here so we have a working title on it. And now we've got a data set. So I can search by football, list all the football players. Soccer, and I was very careful to separate that out, soccer players from professional football players. I think we did we did Formula One. See all the Formula One drivers in here. Okay. You can enable pop-up menus, not so big for this one. You can adjust your layout again. If you want to show borders around it, you can do that. Change the border to black instead of gray. It'll adjust the border up here and down below. Your table cell styles, how big the table appears, the color of them. A lot of this you won't really want to mess with too much. It's kind of a default type setup. Set up your rows per page, so you'll have a maximum of that. And there you go, there's your searchable database. For some reason it's not showing my list here. That'll probably adjust once I go to export it. But it should usually pop up in here when you have that data set. For some reason it's not showing. Remember too that this will show up in mobile and in tablet form. You can click on these little tools in the upper left and see what it'll look like on your phone, tablet, or your desktop. To publish it, export and publish. JavaScript, accelerated mobile pages embed code, or iframe. Link is right up here. And that's how you set it up. Again, if this was a graphic, you could download an image, but this is, an interactive. So, if you can, go in, and now it's live on the web. This is what it looks like out on the web. I'll open it up again, and if I want to look up Connor McGregor, there he is. Boom, he pops up. Okay, so it's flashing a little funny. It'll eventually show with the 25. List of 25 per page. It defaults to that, but for some reason today it's being a little sticky. You just set it up here under tables, rows per page, and you just select that, and it'll kick in. But it's being a little stubborn today with that. All right, so that's Google Flourish sortable databases, which is kind of cool. AirTable. AirTable is a site that has an upgraded version, a paid site. But really for just a searchable spreadsheet that you want to put up on to a web page, the free version works just fine for that. It's got all kinds of templates here, workflow type templates, calendars and things like that, many of which you have to pay for. But their basic model offers you the ability to build a searchable database. All you have to do is add a little workspace. You hit the plus sign here. And then hit an upload button, and I'll show you here. This is the college football coaches salary database from USA Today. This one's from a few years ago when Dabo Swinney was the highest paid coach in the country. And you have the ranking, the coach's name, school, their base pay, total pay, school pay and total pay, what their bonuses and things like that were. It doesn't have their shoe deals in here and stuff like that, but it does have their buyout in here, and it lists some serious cash over here. So this is just a basic little grid. Couple things you can do with this. You can change the color of it. You can do things like that. It allows you to sort it. You can also hit the share view button here. It gives you an embed code. So if you need to embed it, it's a basic iframe embed code. So you can embed it right into your page. Shows you what it looks like on a tablet or on your mobile phone. You know, it's a little more of a vertical presence, not quite as cool, but still it gets the job done. You turn it to landscape and you'll be able to see the whole thing. You know, databases are sometimes a little rough on mobile phones. So that's how you get the grid view there. We'll go back here. And you know, it's set up in grid view. That's the default. You know, this is a basic table. If I want to hit the share button up here, it gives me a option to share it with others, create a link, an invite link, or to share it publicly. And that's how you share that database out on the web. It's kind of hidden up here under share, and then you have to go to share publicly. It defaults to, you know, all users, things like that. All you have to do is click here to get the link, copies it, and here's what it looks like on the live web. It gives you a publish button. You know, as you load it up, it'll say publish, pretty big button. Here's what it looks like on the web, and it's searchable, so I can go in here and filter. If I want to search by, you know, school that contains the word Michigan, I only want to isolate the Michigan schools, I can do that. You know, so again, searchable database. I can search it by, you know, conference. If I only wanted conference that contains Big Ten, I can isolate the Big Ten schools. Okay. Some of these names and numbers have changed in the last few years. Like I say, this is from like 2019, 2020. Okay. So that's Airtable. Another good way to list your data sets. Very sophisticated tool. Data Wrapper, datawrapper.de also allows you to put up basic tables, not searchable databases, but tables. I'll just go into create new here real quick. It says table. And I can upload the table in here. You can cut and paste the data in. That tends to be a little sloppy. I'll hit the upload button here, bring it in out of my spreadsheet here. Drops it in, hit proceed, and it takes a second to load. It's 100 rows, and it gives me a pretty clean little preview of it here. So I'm going to hit proceed. It'll do it in multiple languages if you need to do that for some reason. And here's how it looks. You know, it does cut off, you know, the dollar figures here. You know, not the best layout for it. But you can go in and refine it and isolate certain rows, and, you know, make the table a little wider, you know, that type of thing. You know, customize rows to edit, it'll allow you to do that. Things like that. Annotations, you know, you can add your headline, you know. And if it does cut you off like this, don't worry, it'll widen on a wider screen. It also gives you a little arrow at the bottom that you'll be able to scroll over and widen. And, you know, a little horizontal scroll here, you can actually find the other athletes. This is what wasn't kicking in amazingly on Google Flourish. You can add a little description in here, and your byline, your credit, data source, where to go. I'll go grab that link again. It'll give me the source credit at the bottom, which is always nice because that helps the reader. You know, if I'm just putting up a table of this data, at least gives them the chance to go in and download it. And that'll appear at the bottom of your graphic. Layout, you always want to pick just the default data wrapper and give the reader the opportunity to download the data, share it over social, that little share button up there. And then, you know, you just go into proceed where you can publish it. You can download it as a PNG file too, but for a database that doesn't really work. But if you're doing a static graphic, you can. And then visualization only it tends to be the best one for embedding. It does give you responsive iframe embed code in here as well. So I can actually, you know, go in and open up the link. So just so you know, it's there. You can always edit down your length here, widen it, and sorry I didn't jump into the settings here and widen the thing, so it goes wider, and you can actually see all the columns in the data set. But it gives you a feel for what you can do. Again, this is just a simple table. It's not searchable, but you can't click through it and just look at the rankings. So that is all we had. Take a little time and work with this 100 highest paid athletes in Flourish and AirTable and see how you do. Or maybe you have a data set, from your newsroom that might work from your coverage area. And if you build anything with them, drop me a little note, MikeRiley1@gmail.com. And I'd love to see your work, how you're using the data. So make sure you reach out to me afterwards. And make sure you use Journalist Toolbox too. This sports data page is pretty good. Hope this was helpful for you, and we'll see you on the next training.